Good morning, everybody. It's about 7 o'clock, and this is what I got to wake up to, which I think is pretty cool. So there's no dew, and I did end up getting my video uploaded last night, so I'm going to start packing everything up.
Okay, so I've got the tent all packed up, and so I'm now going to go down there, get some breakfast going, and get everything shoved in the boat. So today's plan, I am 20 miles away from Snake Creek Recreation Area, which is a state park campground. Today is Friday, and my parents are going to be here Saturday with my food resupply. So kind of my plan is to go to the state park campground there, stay there a day, and then my parents will show up, I'll get the resupply done, and then I can continue down Francis Case. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, and it's a full campground with like shower house and everything. They even have some cabins, so I'm pretty excited about that. But it is 20 miles away, and that is a pretty good day on the lake. So I need to get moving, and if I don't make it today, it's not the end of the world because my parents will be showing up tomorrow. So we'll just see, but I am definitely ready for a rest day. So all my batteries are pretty dead. They're down below 30%, and just generally I could use a day off. So that's kind of the plan. It's kind of got perfect timing, so I'm excited about that. So I have been wearing the same set of clothes for over a week now, which is pretty gross. But at this point, I'm just doing it out of laziness because I have a set of clean clothes that I could change into, but 20 miles down the river, there's a shower house. I can go take a shower and then put actually clean clothes on, which sounds amazing. And then all I have to do is wash the clothes that I'm wearing, and it'd be a lot easier. So that's kind of what I'm doing. It's a little bit out of laziness and just easy, to make everything easy. So unfortunately, these clothes are still a little damp from sweat because it was very hot yesterday and last night. So that's pretty gross, but luckily I can't smell it. So it doesn't really bother me unless I'm around other people, and then I realize how much I kind of reek. So out here in the middle of nowhere, it's not really too big of a deal. Okay, so for breakfast, I have the jalapeno biscuits and herbs sausage gravy again. It was really good last time, so I'm going to go ahead and have that again while I pack everything else up. Okay, so it's a little bit before 9 o'clock, and I'm ready to head out on the water. It looks like it's a beautiful day, and hopefully I can make the 20 miles a day, but like I said, if I don't, it's not a big deal. So it's already fairly warm today, which isn't awesome, but to be expected. It is August, but it's very calm today, so this is pretty awesome. So hopefully it'll stay that way. So the plan at the moment, the lake makes a right-hand turn here around this point. So I'm just going to cut straight across to it and then go from there. So hopefully that'll cut off a few miles today. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you have to make a phone call when you don't have service. So I had to pull off and open up the cases and set the Starlink up. But I'm getting a replacement arm here. So this one, I don't know how well you can see, but this one's about 3 or 4 inches higher than the other one. So when they fold down, it's bent basically. So I have a replacement arm here to fix that. So they needed help finding that, so I had to make a call. So that worked out good, and yeah, so I just got to get everything reloaded and back out on the water. It is an absolutely beautiful day. And I gotta say, one of the most useful things that I brought on this trip are my rubber boots. Just the fact that I can get out and walk around in the water and keep my feet completely dry. It's so nice. You can walk through mud, through weeds. It's probably one of my most used things on this trip are my rubber boots. So I'm very grateful that I have a nice pair of those. So yeah, I'm gonna get all this packed up and get back out on the water. Okay, so I'm back on the water, and I'm heading over to that point and to the hills on the other side of that. It's just kind of funny, the distances of these lakes. There's a jet flying over. That's really cool. Those are the first fighter jets I've seen on the whole trip. Wow, that was cool. Well, that was really cool. So before that happened, I was just talking about how those hills in the distance, just everything on this lake is so big. Like, it's gonna take me well over an hour to get to those hills. And then the funny part is those jets literally just flew over me and past those hills in about 10 seconds. And now it's gonna take me about an hour to get to those hills. But that's okay. It's man, that was pretty exciting. I'm just sitting out here in the middle of the lake, pedaling, minding my own business. That is so cool. He's probably 100 feet off the deck. That is super cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So I can still hear that jet as it passed, but they're moving so fast that you only get like 2 seconds of like warning before they fly past, because you cannot hear them coming. That is really cool. He was really low to the water. Luckily, these cameras turn on instantly when you hit the record button and start recording. So that's the only reason I got that on camera. Really cool. So I finally made it to this point, and I just met a fisherman who said he knows someone who's been watching me as I go down the river, which is pretty interesting. Really cool, actually. So it's cool that the channel is kind of spreading like that. And yeah, I'm now going to get around this corner and cut across, because Snake Creek Recreation Area is quite a few miles down the lake still, but it is on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and cut across again. Okay, so I've made it around the corner. There's been a lot of cows along the shore on both sides, which is pretty interesting, but you know, they don't bother me and I don't bother them, so no big deal. So I'm at the next point, and all the way across the lake here is the inside of the next turn. So that's where I'm heading, just all the way across the lake. I don't have the slightest tailwind now with this turn, so that's pretty cool too. And it's super calm and cloudy, and just a lovely day out today. It gets really hot when that sun comes out from behind the clouds, but when it is covered, it is really nice out. So I'm very much enjoying it. So I keep hearing rumbles from the fighter jets. So I keep hearing rumbles in the distance from the jets, but nothing else has passed yet. So we'll see if anything else goes by. Those are actually the first fighter jets I've seen on this entire trip. So that was really cool. That last one flew by within probably 500 feet of me. So really cool stuff. It's about noon, and I'm approaching the inside corner there that I've been heading towards. It's a absolutely beautiful day still. So for lunch, I have my last MRE, which is menu 20 Italian sausage with peppers and onions and marinara sauce. So I'm looking forward to that, and that is the last MRE that I have with me, but of course tomorrow I'm going to get a whole bunch more. So yeah, just trying to eat all the big meals up before I get a bunch more stuff to shove into this boat. So I am kind of, I'm not sad, but it is going to stink. I'm going to be adding another 70 pounds to the boat. But that's just part of this trip, so you just gotta deal with it. I've kind of enjoyed the lighter boat. I can definitely tell a difference, because I'm not out of water, but I've used definitely more than half of it, and with most of the food gone, I'm at least 100 pounds lighter than I will be when I leave the state park that I'm heading towards after my resupply. So that's fun. I do plan on getting rid of a couple things that I just haven't been using, so that'll save a little bit of weight, but not really all that much. But that's okay. This boat is just a heavy boat, and that's the way it is. It's how I decided to do this trip, was with a lot of stuff, and big and slow. And that's how I've done it so far, and it's working out. So yeah, I'm going to start snacking on lunch while I just continue down this lake. Francis Case is just extremely calm and very beautiful today. Just tree-covered hills on both sides, big old boulders and cliffs sticking out, and cows dotted all over the place. It is just really beautiful here, and almost completely just, there's nothing out here. It's kind of crazy. I saw that one fisherman today. That's the first boat I've seen in days. So there's just nobody out here on this lake. All right, I'm coming up on the next point. There are just a whole bunch of cattle all over the place. I've been passing herds and herds of them. And yeah, a little bit of a headwind has popped up, but I don't really even care. It doesn't really bother me. I'm having a blast today. I don't know, it's just a good day on the water. It's not too terribly hot, though it is definitely warm. But, you know, the headwind actually does keep you cool, so that's nice about it. And I'm getting closer to the state park, so I will hopefully reach it today and be able to take a real shower tonight, and then get resupplied tomorrow, and then get back on the water refreshed and knock out the last bit of Francis Case here. So I've really enjoyed this lake. It's been definitely had its tough moments, but still, it's really beautiful out here. And at the moment, very windy. So there is a chance of severe storms tonight, so that's kind of fun. Just something to look forward to. Water up here, it's most likely a stick, but it looks funny. I think it is just a stick, but it looked very weird from a distance. So, yep, just a big floating chunk of wood moving its way up the lake from the wind, which is pretty interesting. So you see that every once in a while, but more so on the actual river where there's more current. Look, more cows. I've been passing by thousands of cattle this morning. I guess it's not morning anymore. It's currently 1:45, but so many cows, and the next point has even more. So pretty interesting stuff. But there's a huge valley of just rolling beautiful green hills here. I'm really enjoying it. I've still got a tailwind, and it's definitely slowing me down, and I think I'm about 10 miles away from Snake Creek recreation area. So I think I can make it today. I'm going to be pretty tired by the time I get there, but that's okay, because they have some cabins, but I'm not sure if any of them are available, but they definitely have a whole bunch of camping spots. So I should be able to get one with power, be able to take a shower tonight. Oh, I can't wait. There is supposed to be a storm tonight, but that's not really a big deal. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. I'm very much looking forward to the thought of a shower. Okay, I'm making it to the next point, and there are just a crazy amount of cows still here. So I'm going to just keep going. I'm about 10 miles away, and it's going to be a slog to get there, that's for sure. But luckily, I have service off and on again. As the closer I get, it seems the better the service is. So hopefully that means I will have actual phone service at the campground there, and that will be very nice. Super cool. You cannot hear them coming at all until they're almost right on top of you. Well, it's almost 3 o'clock, and the headwind is definitely slowing me down. I'm going a little bit slower. I'm losing a little bit of steam than I had this morning, but that's okay. So my parents are arriving tomorrow afternoon, so I don't have to be there at the campground today. If I don't get there, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, we'll just see. I have no idea how far I'll get, but it's definitely I'm definitely slowing down with the headwind, but it's not a very strong one, but just enough to kind of slow you down a little bit. Okay, so a couple things have happened. I finally got phone service again. The closer I get to the Snake Creek recreation area, the better the service gets. So I'm currently 7 miles away from the state park, and I went ahead online and reserved a electric camping spot for 2 nights. So I'm gonna stay there tonight and tomorrow night. I just need a break, and my parents are gonna show up. We're gonna got a whole bunch of little chores to do, so it'll be really nice. And then yeah, I'll get my food resupplied tomorrow and all that, so be a good day. So that's kind of the plan, is to have a off day tomorrow. So I went ahead and got the camping spot reserved for 2 nights, so that's going to be nice. And yeah, so I've just got to push out these last 7 miles before it gets dark. It's currently 4 o'clock, so it might be a little bit of a late one. So there is a restaurant called Dock Marina 44, so I hopefully will get supper there tonight and then get to the campground and get everything set up before there's any severe weather this evening. So that's kind of the plan. I'm going to pretty much try to go as fast as I can. I've still got a bit of a headwind, but there's a shower and hot food waiting, so and a day of rest ahead of me. So I'm willing to really push it and use up the rest of the strength of my legs, because I'll have a day off to let them rest. So hopefully I can get there at a reasonable time. So that's kind of the plan, and I'm pretty excited about it. Showers and electricity tonight, because all my batteries are down to about 20-30%, and one of them was at 15 this morning. So yeah, it's definitely about time to have a rest day to recharge myself and my batteries. Well, it seems like the lake doesn't want me to get off today, because as soon as I said I'm gonna go full speed, the wind has picked up and the water's gotten a little rough. It's not really too rough, but the faster I go, the harder I plow through the waves, and the more that it kind of splashes everywhere, but that's okay. Once I get against these hills here, I'm hoping it'll be a little bit better. But I just gotta power my way through this mile, and hopefully it'll be better. I can now see the bridge in the distance, and the recreation area and restaurant is before that. So it's in sight. So there's a tree out here in the middle of the lake. So it really makes you wonder how tall was that tree, or how deep is it right here? Because I have no idea, but it is, I don't know, maybe half a mile off the shore. So man, I'm kind of in the middle right now still also, and just working my way towards that shore. So I'm just getting closer to the campgrounds. So there's not really much going on other than I'm just trying to pedal hard. So pretty exciting stuff. Okay, so I'm doing pretty good. I finally made it to the shore here, and I'm just gonna get a little bit closer to these cliffs and follow it around. I'm currently about 4.5 miles away from the campground. So I'm definitely gonna make it. It's just gonna be a little bit more of a slog. I've been pedaling pretty hard, but it's been into the wind, and I'm hoping there'll be less of it once I get up against these hills. It doesn't look like it's gonna go away, but still, it'd be nice to have a little bit less. So I'm going to, push it as hard as I can, because I'm getting hungry, and there's a restaurant up here that I'm hoping to get a burger at. So yeah, that's the plan. Just pedal really hard for the next 2 or 3 hours and get there. So it's now 5:30 and I'm about 3 miles away. So I'm getting there slowly but surely. But man, I'm getting tired and I'm still got 3 more miles of pedaling, but that's okay. I'm gonna get a good meal and hopefully a good night's rest. Okay, so it's 6:30 and I'm like a mile away. I'm almost there. I'm coming up on the bridge here. This is the Platte Winter Bridge, and apparently it's the longest bridge in South Dakota. So that's pretty cool. And I'm nearly there, and I'm pretty hungry, so I'm looking forward to supper. Hopefully it won't be too much work to set up camp this evening. Okay, so the winds are starting to pick up a little bit and the water's getting a little rough. So there is the restaurant I was talking about in this little bay, but the campground's on the other side of this bridge, and I'm kind of just leaning towards just heading to the campground. I had a burger the other day, so I'm not desperate for one, and I'd like to just be done pedaling. So just in case a little storm pops up and it gets really nasty while I'm ordering food, I think I'm just gonna skip it for today. So that's okay. My parents are coming tomorrow and we can go get some burger from there tomorrow. So not the end of the world. So I'm going to just go on past it and keep going. Plus it saves a little bit of money. I already paid for 2 camp spots, so might as well save a little bit on a meal. So all I gotta do is get past this bridge, and the campground should be right around the corner on the other side of this bridge. And it definitely is a really long bridge. It goes all the way across Francis Case. So apparently this bridge was built in 1966 and it's over 5,600 feet long. And there are plans in the work to replace it, and I think that's supposed to be starting soon, at some point. But yeah, it's a very impressively long bridge. Well, I'm 0.6 miles away from the campground, and man, am I tired. So, but there's a shower and some hot food in my future, and I'm looking forward to that. Seeing these piers go all the way across the lake, it really makes you wonder how deep the water is and how tall are those piers. Because man, feels like they've got to be pretty decently tall there in the middle of the lake. And I'm just slowly getting there closer. Well, I'm almost there, and the wind has picked up and so have the waves. So pretty glad I decided to keep going, and that way I'm nearly done. It was probably the best decision. So yeah, I have plenty of food still, so I'll just cook up a nice freeze-dried meal and it'll be just as good. So one of the interesting things is 2.5 months in, and I'm not really sick of freeze-dried food yet. I've got a huge variety and it's all pretty good stuff, so it really doesn't bother me. Okay, so I'm at the beach here, and my campground is up those stairs and just right up the hill, so it's pretty close. And yeah, I've already taken a couple trips up there, so my plan is once I get all the heavy stuff out of the boat, I'm going to drag it over to the steps and chain it to those steps. It's kind of my plan right now. So I'm nearly there. So yeah, I'm pretty tired, but luckily I'm still trucking on. Okay, so here's my pile of stuff, and here's my campsite. I got a fairly flat spot right here, and here's the power. And the boat is down there, and the lake's just right there. So this worked out pretty good. So my boat's down here on this little pebble beach. So my plan is to drag it over to the base of these stairs and chain it to this post right here on the handrail. That way no one can steal it without actually having to cut a lock out. So that's kind of the plan. So I just got to get the boat all the way over here. Woo! Okay, so the boat is tied up there with the lock. The front hatch is locked, and I've got everything else on deck tied together with the other lock, so they can't really steal much. The back hatch is still open, but there's nothing in there but a couple wet freeze-dried meals. So I think hopefully it'll be good. So I'm going to go set up my tent now and hopefully go take a shower, because man, I'm sweaty and it sounds amazing to be clean. And luckily I have a whole change of clothes that is completely clean, so I'm very much looking forward to getting into those. Okay, so I'm setting the tent up and I'm probably going overboard, but there is a chance of severe weather tonight, so just to be safe, I can't really put the guidelines out because I'm so close to this asphalt pad, just because I want to be close enough to the electric that I can run it into the tent. So to fix that, I tied my rope to that tree, and I'm going to tie this middle guideline to it. Like I said, probably completely overkill, but you know, better safe than sorry. So after that, I'm going to shove everything in the tent and go take a shower, because I'm getting tired. I'm starting to lose light and I'd really like to go to bed. Okay, so it's about 9 o'clock, and luckily the neighbors on the next campsite were kind enough to feed me supper. So they had 4 hot dogs left over from their supper, and I very gladly ate those. So thank you so much if you see this. And yeah, I had a shower. It was absolutely amazing, and I'm actually clean right now in clean clothes. So just absolutely amazing. I really am enjoying it. It's still pretty hot out, unfortunately. I've got 2 fans here blowing on me just to keep me from sweating after my shower, and they're very nice. So luckily I was able to run power in. I've got my power brick right here, and I'll be able to stick it in the tent tonight and charge everything up, which is just awesome. So I think that's the plan. So I think I'm not going to edit the video tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and go to bed. I'm pretty tired and I have nothing to do in the morning, so I'll just do it then. So I think with that, I'm going to say good night. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.